What's going on, all you wild Tim Allen enthusiasts? Tonight, we're talking about the brand new series that just released on Disney Plus. We're talking about the new TV show, The Santa Claus.
This
Are you seeing this?
the Santa Claus is
Ho, 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 ho. Me and this guy over here, huge fans of the original film, came out in 1994, and here we are 28 years later, almost 30 years later, after the original film, with Tim Allen, the controversial Tim Allen, returning in the role of Scott Calvin and Santa Claus. He's 65 years old, he's getting old, and it's time for retirement. So he's looking for the suitable replacement to fill the shoes and suit of Santa Claus, and that's how it kind of sets up the series.
It's all about the Claus family, really. Scott and his family, Elizabeth Mitchell as Mrs. Claus, and the kids. It's really a focus on his kids. Who's going to continue the legacy of Santa Claus? Scott can't do it forever. Old Tim's aging up, and he knows that it's going to be time to slow down and let somebody else take the reins of the reindeer, we'll say. And look no further than his son there, right behind Logan's shoulder, with a great hairdo and a very interesting look there, like he's planning on doing something in that sleigh, like getting lit or something. This show is very much about the legacy of Santa Claus, and another nostalgic movie. Remember it, the original when it came out, Tim Allen was probably later 30s, lower 40s, and now he's older, and he's going to pass on the reins. It's all these years later. Disney resurrects another franchise. We've seen a lot of that this year and the past couple of years. And the Santa Claus is the newest one. So we're seeing a lot of characters that we're familiar with from the movies. And in coming weeks, we're going to see more characters show up that you remember from the original. I think there were 3. As far as I was concerned watching it, was kind of just like a throwaway, kind of something to have on in the background. I wasn't really invested too much in it. They didn't really do anything that wowed me or, made me think that they were taking this, to heart and taking it kind of seriously. It felt kind of like a kind of, very bland go back to this franchise. It didn't feel exciting at all. And, the story's okay, but it's like, where are they going to go with this? And if it's, 10 to 12 episodes, I don't see how they can keep this going, at least the first couple episodes that we've seen.
First 2 episodes were really bland and nothing to it. I was really unimpressed. I was super excited going into this because I love the other films, especially the original one, and heard they're bringing back Charlie. So I was really excited about this. First episode just does nothing for you. Just like, here, this is who he is now, all these years later. He's got elves that work with him still, and he's getting old. People are on the naughty list. He's losing his magic as Santa. He can't go down chimneys anymore, and that's kind of where the story goes. Is people stop believing, and he loses his magic. And he's like, okay, I'm getting old anyways. It's time for retirement. We remember from the first film, Santa fell off the roof, died, and Scott Calvin, Tim Allen, and his son Charlie go out there and puts on the suit and becomes Santa. So that's kind of where they maybe set, or the show's going to be going, depending on what they're going to do with the character. But maybe that's how they go out. I don't know. Tim Allen dies and somebody takes over, but not really sure. But that's really the focal point here, is just trying to base it on nostalgia. It just doesn't really work out, doesn't follow through. It's just the overall atmosphere is silly too. It feels like a Disney show in that aspect. There's some musicals, little dance sequences that come out of nowhere. Like elves just want to have fun or something that goes on for like 2 minutes. Just a lot of silly choices, especially in the first episode. It really wants to bring you in as an audience, but it just didn't bring anything into this. It was very unoriginal and just boring. And then it was the throwaway episode. And then episode 2 is pretty much the same, reintroducing some familiar faces, but overall the whole atmosphere just doesn't feel right.
I felt the same way. Felt really hollow. It was cool to see Tim Allen back, of course, and he's awesome as Scott Calvin, as Santa. He's always funny. I always enjoy him. Whatever the politics may be, people trying to cancel him, who cares? He's an old man, set in his ways. Leave the guy alone. Don't interview him and ask him about current events if you don't want to know. People get pissed at his politics and stuff. It's like, where the man's coming from. What is he going to be different from the past 40 years that we've seen him on TV since Home Improvement? So, yeah, nothing against Tim Allen here. It's just the story and the blandness of it for me. It just feels like a show they wanted to throw together for money. Nobody seems like they had their heart in it, really, to me. Even Tim Allen, so far in these 2 episodes. Let's hope that it gets better. Hopefully, when we see the other characters arrive, maybe they can spark up some of the magic of the first film, especially. We'll have to see, but yeah, not a good start at all for the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, well, A Christmas Story Christmas, I went in low expectations, loved it. This, I went in with super high expectations. I'm like, throw away. I already forgot about it. Like, it was that boring and
Yeah.
silly. And then you could tell it's just a cash grab. No heart, no thought process was put into the script, really. The direction, all of it. CGI looked bad. Just a lot of silliness and with elves and unbelievable, situations in these first 2 episodes. The kids are not good either. His like kids that he has. And then, seeing Charlie, which is cool eventually in episode 2, but his new young kids behind me, just nothing to him. So with that being said, the first 2 episodes premiered on Disney Plus for the Santa Clauses. I was super excited for this. Huge Tim Allen fan, huge fan of the original films, especially the first movie. And I thought they're going to bring back all the nostalgia and all the heart that really made the first one great, all the magic. And they just couldn't recapture that. This is, more of a cash grab and maybe good for young kids that aren't familiar with the original films, but for audiences been watching this since it was released in 1994. Really bummed out about that. I'm gonna give the first 2 episodes of the Santa Clauses streaming on Disney Plus a 2.5 out of 5 Tim Allen hairpieces.
They should have left this one back at the North Pole. Yeah, not a lot of heart in this one. Unfortunately, they can't cash in on the nostalgia of it, which is bringing audiences in and they want to see something funny, something with a lot of heart, like the original Santa Claus was. But unfortunately, this just doesn't have it. It doesn't have that magic. I don't know. I didn't feel anything. Wanted to feel something around the holidays. This one's just a pass, something that you'll throw on in the background. It's not something that you're going to be like telling your friends to catch the rest of the episodes or, to watch these first 2 episodes. They're amazing or, nothing like that. Unfortunately, I'm hoping it gets better from here. Hopefully, it's got a lot of improvement to do and hopefully you can do that. With that being said, I'm going to give Disney Plus's original series, The Santa Clauses, a 2.5 out of 5 Elizabeth Mitchell hairpieces.
So we're interested in hearing from all you wild elf enthusiasts out there. What did you like about the first 2 episodes of the Santa Clauses? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite movie in the trilogy? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to click subscribe. Also check out these wild holiday enthusiasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
Because it's the holidays here for the Cinephellas. All the boys are getting excited, making their Christmas lists, getting giddy for the holiday coming up. And we've had a good time reviewing a couple Christmas movies already. In December, we're going to go back in time and review a couple of our classic favorites. So watch out for that in the month of December, closer to Christmas. Have you guys been on the naughty or nice list this year? Have you watched any good Christmas movies? Let us know in the comment section below.
So that being said, these 2 wild Christmas enthusiasts are signing out until the next TV review. Cheers!
Cheers!
And ho, ho, ho.